What's up everyone, Crow here, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review on a movie that I watched for the very first time last week. And the movie's also considered to be a cult classic. Uh, one of those cult classic, so bad, so good movies from the 90s. And and that movie would be the 1990 comedy Problem Child. So the plot for Problem Child is it's about this kid named Junior who is always mischievous and nobody likes him at all. He got adopted like 30 times, but he always acts like a troublemaker and nobody even likes him, and not even the people who work at the orphanage. And Junior does live at the orphanage, and he loves to cause trouble and still does to this day. And he's also pen pals with this criminal named Martin Beck, who goes by the nickname the Bowtie Killer. And since Junior likes that guy so much, he always wears a bow tie. But then one day, there's this guy named Ben Healy, played by Sean Ritter, who lives with his wife, Flo, played by Amy Yasbeck. And Ben is really excited because he wants to become a dad. He wants to have a child, but unfortunately, they went to the doctor's office, and the doctor said that they unfortunately cannot have a child. But Ben decides that since he wants to become a dad, he told Flo that he wants to adopt a child. Flo didn't really think it was a good idea, but they decided to adopt one anyway. So they talked to this guy named Mr. Peabody, played by Gilbert Gottfried, who is the owner of the adoption center. And Mr. Peabody suggests to Ben and Flo about this kid named Junior, and Mr. Peabody tells him that Junior would be a good child, and he thinks that he'd be good for adoption. Since Ben thinks Junior does look like a nice guy, Ben agrees to adopt Junior. So they then adopt Junior, and things went really fine until Ben discovers how mischievous Junior can be, like when it comes to setting his bedroom on fire, all because he hated clowns, and even ruining a camping trip, and even a baseball game. And even Ben's family did not even like Junior and suggests Ben to get rid of the child before things get more worse. That's basically why I can explain about the movie Problem Child. So my opinion on this movie, yeah, I can understand why this movie was kind of good, but doesn't really hold up. I mean, this movie is still a cult classic. I mean, from what I've heard, the movie was pretty huge when it first came out. I mean, when I watched it for the first time last week, I thought that movie was pretty good and funny. It has some flaws though, but it was mostly a funny, guilty pleasure of a movie. I mean, I thought Sean Ritter was pretty good in the movie as the dad, and I liked the guy that played Junior. I thought he did pretty good playing him. But yeah, some of the writing doesn't really hold up that well, and there are some scenes that can be very predictable. I mean, the movie's very predictable and all, but it's one of those movies that have the plot of what you know what's usually going to happen and what becomes a disaster, but what becomes better at the end of the movie. It's one of those movies that have those type of plots. But I don't really mind it. I mean, I've seen a lot of movies with those type of plots. I personally don't mind it. Another flaw I have for the movie is that I didn't really like the villain that much. And by the way, Michael Richards actually plays the villain. Yeah, that's right. Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld actually plays the villain. I didn't really like the villain that much. I thought he was a mean-spirited guy and kind of a weak character too. I liked Michael Richards a lot better as that janitor guy from the movie UHF. Another character I didn't really like is Ben's wife, Flo. Flo's just another mean-spirited character. I don't really like Flo's personality, and I kind of don't like how she sometimes treated her husband. I will give credit though. At least Amy Aspect did return in the sequel, Problem Child 2. However, she played a different character who was actually a much better character, unlike the character she played in the first Problem Child. But yeah, overall, I have nothing else to say about Problem Child. I mean, if you like Sean Ritter and if you like him in the TV sitcom Three's Company, then yeah, I'm sure you'll have a fun time watching Problem Child. I mean, yeah, it's not really that great of a movie, but it's still one of those guilty pleasure movies, and yeah, I'm sure you're gonna have a good time watching it. So for my final rating of Problem Child, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 stars. A pretty good and funny guilty pleasure from 1990. Thank you all for watching and listening to my review on Problem Child. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is me saying, peace out.